Aaron asked me if we were going to make a video out of today's adventure, and I said, heck yes, because this is the Kings Peak Redemption Tour. So that's where we are, at the trailhead for Kings Peak, called Henry's Fork. And we've got a very, very long day ahead of us. A lot of flat skinning, hopefully snow. It's the end of April, the very end of April. But we're hoping that it'll be somewhat similar to what we experienced with Christoph. Christoph's not here, and that's because he broke his hip on a groomer at a local ski resort back in February. And he probably won't be on skis for a while. But we're gonna head out here, probably 9 to 12 hour day. Hopefully no major problems. Back in the Uintas, Utah's highest peak. Hopefully we get it this time.
I think we were skiing by this point 2 years ago. And as you can see, we are not skiing yet. I mean, it's still pretty dry. Makes me a little nervous that we're gonna be walking for a while.
Let's go on the other side of the hill.
Yeah, we both just simultaneously fell through this snow. So maybe it is about time to put on the skis.
We finally got our skis on. 4 miles of walking in shoes. So that'll be 8 miles in shoes and 16 on skis, hopefully. Oh. Today should be a glorious day. Good temperatures, and most importantly, if you've watched our first King video, no wind. Last time on Kings, like hurricane force winds.
This approach is the gift that just keeps on giving, keeps going and going, and it never really ends.
We are at the point, or close to the point, where we turned around 2 years or so ago. Over here, you can see what we were calling Anderson Pass, but Aaron says that on his map it's called Toilet Bowl. The pass is above it. And then also here, Gilbert Peak, where we were assaulted endlessly by the wind. A little disappointed by the amount of snow that's up here, but it is the end of April, and the Uintas are always a roll of the dice. And I guess that I just rolled snake eyes. I've never regretted turning around up there by Anderson Pass. I think the avalanche danger was too high. I do regret skiing Gilbert.
Today, I am like almost 100% confident that there's no avalanche danger. Yet I still will not go up Anderson Pass again because I just can't fathom blowing it again. So we're just gonna go the standard route up Gunsight.
We've got Gunsight Pass right here, 10 miles. 10 miles of skinning and walking to get to the place where you finally will start climbing. I think total mileage, just off the top of my head, is 25 miles with 4,000 feet of climbing. And you do very little climbing for the first 10 miles. Most of it is earned on the last little bit.
idea how long we've been walking.
It's a nice 100 feet we just walked. Now back onto our skis. There's a reason I put off climbing Utah's highest peak when I've done so many high points in the West. And it's the same reason I didn't want to come back after failing to climb it a couple years ago. And that is, it's just not that awesome out here landscape-wise. The Wasatch has dramatic mountains. These are hills. I know the Uintas have their fanboys and girls, but I am not one of them.
So in the parking lot, we're the only car there. I'm really curious whether we'll see anyone all day today. It kind of surprises me just because there aren't that many good days to ski Kings left this year. But maybe what that says is really there already aren't any good days left and we're here anyway. Goes. The biggest piece of shit design. Whoever designed this should be fired. 3 times I've broken it.
We're on this last 1,000-foot climb up this steep east face, and Aaron just broke his ski crampon. Fortunately, we don't really need the ski crampons. They're more of a convenience at this point. But if it was icy and this steep, you would definitely want them. But yeah, this is the 3rd time he's broken the crampon attachment on those Dynafit bindings. And if you've paid attention to our reviews and the video of Norway, ever since I sheared a Dynafit binding in Norway, I will never ski on Dynafit bindings ever again. And all he's doing by constantly breaking this is reinforcing that decision.
Just broke this crampon receptor. You can see this little line right here. And it's the 3rd time I've broken one of these guys. Kudos to Dynafit for saving a half a gram right here. I mean, it breaks all the time, but it's really light. So, way to go, Dynafit.
Top of Kings Peak, 13,700 feet. Wait, Aaron, what is the actual altitude?
13,528 feet.
Top of Kings Peak, highest point in Utah, 13,528 feet. I just wish the top of Utah wasn't as boring.
You sound like Blake.
It's really cool up here. This is my 3rd time climbing Kings Peak. And it is cool, it's just, I'm spoiled. I've seen a lot of awesome peaks, and these rolling hills of the Uintas just don't tickle my adventure bone. As far as scale, there's nowhere in Utah you get this scale of mountains. Normally you get clusters that are pretty cool, and then desert. So I guess it's got size going for it. Glad we finally got around to doing this. Wish Christoph could have been here. I bet even he would prefer skiing this again to having a broken hip. We're going to eat lunch here and then 12.5 miles back out. So 25 miles round trip. Might ski off this and then climb up a little more and then ski out. But woo, yeah, go Kings Peak.
Top of Utah, and to get here, we're about 12.5 to 13 miles in. and around 4,500 feet of climbing. So not very much climbing, honestly, for how far we've been walking. It is pretty mellow, you know, like it's not a peak where you're thinking, oh, I gotta do some sort of mountaineering move to try to get to the top. You pretty much just cruise to the top and try not to get bored while you're getting there. We're about ready to head out. We're gonna go out a little bit more of a direct route than we came, although we may kind of ski down and have to climb back up a little bit. And the hope is we can find a cool little chute going out, either what my map calls the toilet bowl, which is where we turned around on the way up last time, or this other route that Danny knows of.
One thing that's been super nice is the complete absence of wind. Listen, zero wind. I love it. Oh yeah! All it takes is like some video to screw things up. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Here at Anderson Pass, now we're going to ski the toilet bowl. It did look like it was full of debris, just like the toilets I have at home. But this will be the last bit of serious downhill. Then we'll be praying for a tailwind as we coast out into the open plains that lead us to the car.
Middle of skiing, what my map refers to as the toilet bowl. I think it's aptly named, as with any experience with a toilet bowl. There are good and bad moments. And here's Danny in the back, so you can probably get a sense. There's a little bit of everything.
From here, it's 10 miles. We've got to milk this very gentle slope for as much as we can. Getting sandy. Ah! Ah! Half pipe down here. I think the word plod is very appropriate here. We are plodding along, doing a little bit of skate skiing. Sometimes we're coasting, but we are making progress. That's as far as we can go on skis. Aaron went maybe a half mile further, but that's because he doesn't love his skis. From here on out, it's only going to get not drier, because the trail is also a river, at least more snow free. Ow.
We made it! Kings Peak!
I was telling Aaron, I'm done. I've done it. I've skied Kings Peak. I'm never coming back here. Even my kids ask. It's like, no, go do it by yourself. In reality, it was a pretty good day. Weather as good as it gets. There was 8 miles of walking in our shoes, which left 16 miles on our skis. And out of that 16, maybe 4 downhill turns were fun. But again, we didn't do this because we wanted to come out and ski some awesome powder. We do that every day at home. We came out here to get the t-shirt and to rub it into Christoph's face that if he wants to come out and ski Kings Peak, he'll have to do it by himself now. So yeah, we could check this one off the list. It's been keeping me awake now for years. And finally, I think tonight will be the first good sleep I get in a long time. I don't have to think about Kings Peak.
The Uintas, what can I say? They are a beautiful range. Also, they are very tedious. And you just gotta learn to love them for what they are. And I imagine I'll be back in the Uintas somewhere, probably not here. But good day, glad to tick it off the list. Been to the top of Utah on my skis now after one failed attempt. So nice to get a little redemption. And nice to finally have one thing I've done in my life that Christoph hasn't.